Hey, Han, I got a great Norm one for you that I heard. They told me I was just at Governor's. Yeah, Norm goes, this is Norm Macdonald. This is an actual joke of Norm Macdonald. It's not mine. I'm not doing Norm Macdonald's joke. I'm sharing how funny Norm Macdonald is with the listeners. He goes, abbreviations fascinate me, you know? One I really like is ID. Like, hey, Gary, Louis Goldman, you got any ID? That's a great abbreviation, you know, because the letter I, that stands for I. You know, then the D,
That's true.
That stands for dentification. What the H? I think the D is doing all the heavy lifting there, you know. That's an abbreviation for one of them, you know.
But put that joke in somebody else's hands, and it's corny and tacky.
Norm Macdonald was just on David Letterman.
I heard he cried. He was so upset.
He cried, and it was, like, really, like, beautiful.
Yeah.
But he had a great joke about, like, I don't know if you guys are here. He goes, I got no problem with, North Korea. I never lay in bed. They try to scare you on the news, you know. He goes, but I never woke up like, North Korea. I hope they don't get me, you know. And, like, nobody really laughed. But did you hear Letterman, like, cackling in the background? Uh-huh. And you realize it's just with Norm, it's all, you are being fucking played. When you think he's bombing, it's all a big setup in a year, he's going to have the perfect special ever.
You might as well sit with Norm and just keep a smile on your face because you don't know where you are in the joke.
He goes, I'm not afraid of Iran, you know, or Iraq or North Korea, you know. I'll tell you a country I don't like. It's Germany. I don't know if you guys are history buffs, but at the beginning of our last century, Germany decided to have a war against the world. And what's weird is it was close. You think like it'd be like 5-minute war, you know, but it was actually it was almost tied. And about 50 years go by, and Germany goes, hey, let's have another war against the world. And they almost won that one, too. Because you would think everybody in the world would go, hey, Germany, we're not going to let you have a country anymore. Who are you, Mars? Just fucking, I just love, it was, you would think it'd be over in 5 minutes, but it was close.
Did you hear him talking on the Russell Brand podcast with him and Russell Brand when he was talking about how he was at the party or when he played the White House Correspondents' Dinner?
Yeah.
And Larry Flint said,
I'll take care of you. Right?
I'll take care of you. He goes, when a guy says, I'll take care of you, you know, you think you're going to get like, if he owns a grocery store, you think you're going to get some vegetables. But Larry Flint, you know, you think you're going to get some crazy kooky girl and you're going to get to have sex with her. And then Larry Flint's going to come in his wheelchair just whacking off.
But he does like an impression. The guy jacking off. Larry Flint fucking. That was an amazing experience watching Russell Brand and Norm Macdonald because, in my opinion, I think you and I are kind of together on this, two of the most beautiful human beings, comedically, aesthetically, just to look at. Like, you just look at Norm, you kind of can't stop looking at him. Like, people go like, hey, Norm, but like, nah, if you look at Norm Macdonald, if I just showed you a photo of Norm Macdonald, you know who he was, and I'm like, you don't remember this guy from the Cary Grant movies? You wouldn't go like, no, what? Like, he's gorgeous. And like Russell Brand, people like write him off. Norm on his video cast, he's got this running thing where he'll like explain like a serial killer. And he just draws everybody in. And it's not until you see like 2 years, it's like a joke for him and Adam Egget. Mm-hmm. And it's like, hey, this guy, I've been in Ontario. I'm an old chunk of coal, Anthony, but there was a man murdered his entire family. When the police got to him, his wife's innards were soup, like a stew. He was eating his bride, you know. And he winds up killing a few policemen and takes a few children. And there's a crawl space. I know what this crawl space is. That's where I mean, this guy sounds like a real jerk. That's the whole punchline.
Yeah.
But it goes on for like 8 minutes just so he can go, I mean, this guy sounds like a real jerk. But we all had to pitch to Lorne, and then I realized early that I would pitch all like my real ideas and like I wanted to impress everybody. And I would give like, and then this happens, and then this is the joke, and then this is, and the big twist is this. At the end. So then when it got to the table for table read in front of like 40 people, no one laughed because I did the sketch in the room. And then I realized like a couple months in, there was the art of the fake pitch. and like Kevin Nealon and Norm Macdonald. It was like a contest every week to see who could come up with the fucking weirdest fake pitch that the host believed was actually happening, and the rest of the room knew. We all knew it wasn't. Lauren knew it wasn't.
That's awesome.
But I remember like Kevin Nealon every week would do 2 fake pitches and go, also I have this idea where you live at the top of one of those runaway truck ramps, you know, in your house all the way up there. And it's like dinner time. A truck comes flying through your house, man. And the host would go, yeah, this is funny. I mean, but every week. And we would all just be laughing so hard. And the host is looking around like, yeah, that is funny, right? But we're laughing because the host is a fucking moron. And then Norm, I remember, it was Bob Newhart goes, I got this idea. People always confuse literally and figuratively. A guy will go, hey, how was that movie you just saw, you know? And I go, oh, my God. It was so funny. I literally laughed my head off. But hey, he didn't, you know, because he's got a head still. And Bob Newhart just stared at Norm like, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard. And then Norm, like a dog with a chew toy, was like, I'm not leaving this room until, like, they fucking locked the doors like a prison movie.
He's going to break him?
Like, yeah. And he goes, or you go, hey, how's your wife? Well, she literally died. When she got your message, she literally dropped dead right there on the floor. She's died. She literally died, and now he's moving like closer.
Did Newhart break at a certain point?
Yeah, eventually he's just fucking. And then that week, Norm did a sketch where he was Charles Kuralt. And he was the only. It was just Charles Kuralt alone talking to the camera, and we're all like in full Charles Kuralt makeup, unrecognizable, and you're like, how the fuck do you... Like, his fake sketches were better than anything I ever actually got on air.
He's amazing, isn't he? He's an amazing guy.
He is amazing.
He's a super funny
comedy,
guy.
I heard for like 2 years, I'd go to a comedy club and they'd go, yeah, Norm was here last week. It was pretty fucking weird, dude. And I'm like, what? And my wife and I would like... go like, what's going on with, like, I hope he's okay, you know? And then you see his Comedy Central special. Perfect.
Right.
So the joke's on everybody across the country. Like, yeah, he was really weird. He's got these other guys following him. Like every town had a different, like, I think he was super high. And another town's like, he really gambled. And another town, he came in with 19 men. Like weird, like that strange. Like he made us bathe, like he had to be bathed, or he wanted something for his feet. And then just, you know, you see his Comedy Central special, perfect. My father died. My grandfather died. My great-grandfather died. To the best of my knowledge, he's dead, you know. I come from a long line of death. And you're just like, this is perfect comedy. So, however it works for you, I guess.
Yeah.
The best sketch that never got on the air in my entire time at Saturday Night Live, which is only 40 episodes, was Norm Macdonald's game show, Name 2. Hey, Jimmy. Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book of World Records for writing over 4,000 songs for that new car. Name 2.
Name 2 of who?
Steve Allen is in the Guinness Book. Now, Kate Bush is in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ballot, you know, for being a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame worthy lady. She's written over 600 songs. Name 2. Ding, 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 ding. Name 2. What a great fucking sketch.
That's a great sketch. Why didn't it get on? I'll read your book.
Who knows? I don't know why.
I'll read your book.
I was driving from Quebec City back to Montreal, because when you do that festival, the Montreal Festival, I would get too drunk, and I'm like, I need to get out of here. I don't want to be
drive.
I don't want to be I just don't want to be the drunk comedian anymore. So I was like, I'm going to go to Quebec City during the day and have a day. And I was driving back to Montreal to do shows that night, and I was listening to Norm's album just called Me Doing Stand Up, and I fucking had to pull over so I didn't crash my car.
No room for improvement.
No, I almost crashed my car. I was laughing so hard.
It's 16 ounces of water in like a 10-ounce glass,
Yeah.
and it never just like.
I was like,
my
this
grandfather died. My great-grandfather died.
Yeah.
You know, my father. He goes on. I come from a long line of death.
Yeah, no, it was
And, like, the
that
cancer,
part.
it's a
He's
draw.
like, everybody's afraid of a terrorist. Yeah, it's your heart is what's going to attack and kill you. Like, your heart. And the funniest joke is when he goes, the only way to stop your heart from attacking you is to attack your heart with a defibrillator.
We're not doing this justice at all. And
No.
it's funny because like people that don't just get it, you're not going to convince them
No.
by sharing it.
You just got to listen to that album. So funny.
What was it like? Hey, he lost his long battle with finally lost his courageous battle with cancer.
Yeah.
All right, but if he dies, the cancer dies. That's a draw.
Yeah, it's such a good.
Like alcoholism's not a disease. Like my uncle's got bowel cancer. I have searing pain. What are your symptoms? You're real happy. Sometimes I meet somebody else's disease and we fuck.
You heard you had a great Norm story about taunting Chris. What's his name? I forgot his name. Man, I'm old. Where you can't think of names. The guy, you have rage, because you're gay.
Chris Titus?
No. On Saturday Night Live.
I don't. Chris Kattan?
Yeah.
Okay.
And listen to his great story of doing Norm taunting Chris Kattan. Right.
So your story is about another guy that has a story about a guy who has a story. That's what you're going out on. That's your closer
I know.
here.
I've been quoting.
Hey, Jim told a story about Norm, who had a story about Chris Kattan. You should ask him about it. That's your fucking big. That's your story.
Wow. Yeah, I don't have big endings, but yeah. He again. You know what I get mad when the people are great. Instead of going, Rob Bartlett's a great guy.
Wonderful man.
Wonderful.
One of
Artie
the nicest
Lang,
guys. One of the hardest working. Rob Bartlett is in like the choir in a Broadway show.
He got me on Imus without
and then
asking.
he does Don Imus.
Then he tried to get me on Opie and Anthony without me asking. Artie Lang, what a sweet guy.
Artie, a legendary episode of this podcast was in my hotel room in New York with Artie.
Oh, I listened.
They
to
brought
it,
up
yes.
pots of coffee, and you could tell the two addicts in the room were. My wife's just sitting there relaxing and smoking, and Artie and I are having like a coffee contest. It wasn't until like 6 cups in where we realized, why don't we just slow it down and actually just relax?
Yeah.
Oh, he had a great Norm story. When he's, he had a great story. He was opening for Norm in San Francisco, and Norm goes, "Hey, we're in San Francisco, so don't do any of that fag shit, And he's like, "What?" And he goes, San Francisco. There's a lot of gay guys here. They live here in San Francisco. So just when you go up there, don't do any of that fag shit." And Artie's like, "All right," like didn't plan on it. And then Artie does 20 minutes. Norm goes up and goes, "Hey, what's with this AIDS?" They say it's like the worst disease in the world, But I saw on the news today, AIDS does not discriminate. And that's nice.
Oh, no.
So I don't know why is it so bad. Hey, don't do any of that fag shit. So maybe if Norm was on the set of Suddenly Susan, he could be like, "You're a homophobe. You're not holding Maddie's hand. You're just on the wrong shows with the wrong
he
people."
He would taunt me, go, "Yeah, look at Stoller.
I can't believe you were bullied by Norm Macdonald.
Why don't you believe that?
Because Norm is just like the unicorn. Like nobody really has conversations with Norm, let alone.
He would kind of, he would.
I'm going to kick your ass, Fred.
No, not threaten to beat
me
me
and
up.
Billy Joe Shaver.
not threaten to beat me up, but just kind of like
teasing you a lot.
I know you're at the end, but him and Cato were friends, and they would just be
him
assholes.
And who?
Cato Kalin, the biggest piece of shit.
So Cato
Kalin, watch the
Kalin?
whole Artie thing. We talked about it.
No,
yeah.
I didn't. I fell asleep. It was on late. That's not because you were boring. I mean,
him and Norm were best friends. He was Norm's lifeline.
Hey, Cato Kalin.
They were friends.
So
and they would
Cato
play tennis.
Kalin would heckle you too?
Well, we one time meet Cato and Norm played tennis, and I got a flat tire, and they were driving, laughing at me because I was on the side of the road. And Cato would kiss up to Norm,
but they didn't stop to help you with your.
No,
flat tire.
they stuck their heads out the window, were laughing as they drove by.
What jerks!
Yeah,
you on Norm's podcast.
Well, I did.
Oh, you did already?
Yeah.
Oh.
And
well, you don't need my help at all, do you?
No. Yeah, and
was it fun? Did you bring up the fact that he bullied you?
Or
were you afraid because he was a bully?
I was a little afraid that I'd get busted, and about the book. But he goes, "I don't care." Norm didn't care. Yeah, I go, I said, "Norm, I have to be honest. You're in the book," and I said something. He goes, "I don't care."
Last time I got heckled bad was at Motor City Casino in Detroit. And I was doing Norm Macdonald. But the thing about the Norm Macdonald impression is
you're at the Motor City Casino in Detroit.
Hey, man, I'm down. I love the D.
Yeah.
But I'm doing Norm. But the thing about a Norm impression is you have to ramble and circle it back around. Like, it's got to get a little uncomfortable.
Right.
And I was doing Demi Moore. Oh, my God. Demi Moore went to the hospital for that exhaustion there, Exhaustion. Oh, my God. You know where I go where I'm exhausted, John? Home. Whenever I'm tired. I went to the hospital. And it's this whole long thing about being on a construction site. And me and my friend John and Eric, like, hey, what do you say after work?
we go to the emergency room to rest, you know. And I just keep going and going. And like right next to me, like right there, she goes, what the fuck is he talking about? And I go, there's always one cunt, you know. And I did it in the impression. And that person emailed me on my website and said, I was the cunt. I'm sorry, but I was really confused. And everyone explained to me what was happening.
Tell us about Norm stealing your jacket.
Well, when I did Norm's show, this denim, when I saw Artie Lang, he goes, hey, that's a great, well, I'm doing Norm. You know how you do Norm? Someone did Norm. It almost sounds like Bob Dylan. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and growing in the wind. Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Stoller, you know. I saw Norm. It was kind of sad. I saw him. No, I heard him on Mark Maron's podcast, WTF, and he goes, yeah, all these people do impressions of me, you know? And I'm like, oh my God, I sound like a fucking retard. And I'm like, that's not how I sound, you know? And then now every time I do Norm Macdonald at the Melrose Improv, I'm like, he's fucking here, watch, he's here. And he's like super aware of the fact, oh my God, Fred Stoller wrote a book, you know?
And I'm the antagonist, apparently.
I stole his jacket, you know. I'm like, hey, Fred.
I really need those jackets.
Hey, tell us about that jacket, Fred.
When I did his show, I knew him a little bit, but then he heard that I was playing tennis. Hey, let's go play. So people don't know who Lori Joe is. I don't know how to explain what she is.
His
assistant. And
she was the writer's assistant when I was on Saturday Night Live,
so
Lori Joe.
We joined. She paid for some tennis club right by Warner Brothers. You worked there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And did Jay and Mary?
I think I hold serve, you know. Hey, how's that be doing, man?
But this is how pathetic I am. I fantasized being on this podcast.
Herpy.
And fantasize Jay doing Colin Quinn going, yeah, Stoller's got a book. Him, Leon Roth, and Philip. Yeah, Stoller. That's what we want to read. Philip,
hey, Fred, why don't you just tell everybody how Norm took your jacket?
just real literature. Oh,
You just
Stoller.
keep going around in circles instead of telling everybody. Jay's like, tell us about how Norm stole your jacket. And it's like 10 minutes later, you're like, yeah, you know, tennis club.
Okay, yeah, I
what
don't
is he
need to
talking
tell
about?
I don't need to tell a whole
Like
tennis
Yakim
story.
Noah is in the corner going, even I don't like tennis as much. Jesus, Fred.
So basically, all right, long story short, as the late Warren Thomas would say.
Too
it's
late.
Too late for that.
I like how you credit that one guy, Warren Thomas, like that was his.
No one else?
Nobody, no, only people that age and younger.
Well, he's the one who I learned that from. Okay, so Lori would pick us up, and I left the jacket in a car. He didn't go premeditated. I'm going to steal a denim jacket. It looks nice, but I left it there, and I didn't have the money now. Now I wouldn't care about buying Sinatra recommendations, denim jackets. So he said, Norm, I said, Norm, I want my my denim jacket. Yeah, you and that jacket. I go, Norm, it's a new jacket. That's not new. And he just, he would taunt me. I go, Norm, yeah, that's a shitty jacket. So I made, and I was supposed to.
Wait, so why does he have your jacket? I'm confused.
Lori would pick us up and play tennis.
Right.
So, so I left it there because it got hot. We were
in
playing
tennis or in her car?
I guess in a car.
And then he just
assumed it was his or
absconded
she
with it,
took
yeah.
it. Yeah, he didn't go, ooh, what jacket do you think?
Right,
Like a
but
cartoon.
then every time you asked for it, he just completely downplayed it like
he'd
you were...
go, I'd wave his hand in disgust. You and that jacket.
Fred and his jacket,
Yeah. Why do you want that jacket? So I go,
Really?
Yeah. He was a bit of a bully. He would taunt me. You know what I always say with Norm? He wanted to be like how Stern had, Larry, the mentally challenged guy, because you can't say, what?
Yeah.
Hey, elephant schmuck, Rippy boy, and Lori was Robin.
Wait,
laughing.
is this one of your basketball leagues, or is this...
I can't. This is
the expansion team.
That's funny. They can't get on the regular mentally challenged team.
Mr. Rippy and
Yeah.
Elephant Schlong. Should I close with Norm, a paragraph from his book about Don Rickles?
Yeah, close with that.
As Norm.
Yes.
Okay. Because it is... I was at a hotel reading that off my iPad. I laughed so hard, I fell on the ground.
I don't doubt this.
My wife came in the other room because she thought I was having an actual heart attack because apparently I was just making gasping sounds and kicking things over.
Oh, that's perfect.
You want to hear a part of Norm? By the way, Norm's book, based on a true story, Norm Macdonald, is a must, and you have not read it.
I haven't read it. I see it. I'm on plane. It's my next buy for sure.
So it's about Don Rickles. This is Norm Macdonald's book. If you want to put a link up at jmohr.com, since Brooks doesn't sell anything, and a link to Brooks' Instagram at jmohr.com.
Oh, no, you can buy my album.
This is cool, right?
Yeah, my album's called This Is Cool, right? It's been
I
out.
love that album.
Thank you, Jay. It's very
Great
nice.
title, too.
What a delight. Thank you.
He was a big Rickles fan. He saw him on The Tonight Show his whole life, right? And he's on the set of Dirty Work, Don Rickles to Norm Macdonald. So I approached him the first day in the makeup trailer, and I introduced myself. I said, I just want to tell you, Mr. Rickles, I feel so honored that you'd agree to be in the film, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. He shook my hand. That's very nice, Norm. By the way, I spoke to the home. Your room will be ready Tuesday. The trailer erupted in laughter, and I felt rage deep in my soul. And I saw myself in the mirror, and I saw that my face was beet red. I wasn't on any waiting list for any type of home, as Mr. Rickles was clearly suggesting, you know. I'm losing the impression, but I swallowed my anger. And I was determined to find the real man through my own kindness and love. Mr. Rickles, I'd be honored if I could take you out to one of Toronto's finest restaurants and buy you dinner tonight. You know? I have a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap?
Go brap. It's literally capital.
Yeah, I get a better idea, Norm. Why don't you go to a shed in the desert with a rake and go brap? Now this awful.
And then it's about to go down. We're here to stay and run this town. Bring in the heat, bring in the energy. We're the queens of the festival, can't you see? We're the queens of the festival, here to rule the stage. Dropping beats and make your body engage. From sunrise to sunset, we're taking it all. We're the festival queens standing tall. Ooh, yeah, ooh. From dawn till dusk, we command the crowd's gaze. Every beat, every rhyme sets our souls ablaze. With swagger and style, we own this domain. In the realm of music, we reign supreme, no chain. Feel the rhythm pulsating through your veins. Our verses ignite, fire never wane. With each lyric we spit, each move we make, we carve our legacy, leaving jaws to quake. We're the queens of the festival, here to rule the stage. Dropping beats and make your body engage. From sunrise to sunset, we're taking it all. Festival queen standing tall. Ooh, I get it. Ooh. No crown needed, our all's the crown jewel in the kingdom of sound. We never play the fool with beats as our scepters and rhymes as our decree. We're the sovereigns of rhythm for all to see. So bow down to the queens as we own the night. In the kingdom of music, we're the guiding light. From the first note to the last, we'll always be the festival queens, forever wild and free.
Classless burping noise got the cheap laugh I'm sure Mr. Rickles is used to, but not from me. I could feel myself beginning to shake with rage. Now, I'm going to read to you the part where I was so happy to meet and reach the real Don Rickles, and I said, anything you want to do, what would you like, sir? Well, Norm, he says, I'd like you to get a monkey and an organ grinder and run around the room going, I lost my sack, I lost my sack. And then Mr. Rickles then pranced around the makeup trailer doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock.
What is he talking?
It's fucking fiction.
I know.
Like in the beginning, the first chapter, it's like him and Lorne Michaels are smoking opium. And it's the most genius thing, because any fucking story, nobody can sue him.
Yeah.
Like, who's the guy? Dick Ebersol can't do shit about what Norm wrote in here, because Norm's like,
wait a minute, me and Lauren were at a whorehouse smoking crack. Don Rickles is doing a grotesque pantomime of me searching for a missing sock, you know. And I fled the makeup trailer. I took a nice long walk trying to compose myself. I think it was the comment about losing my sock and then running around telling everyone that hurt the most.
it's fucking... oh my God, we're crazy people.
It's so funny.
But people listening are like, I don't even know why that's funny.
No, exactly. I saw him in Cedar
Brap.
Rapids. Yeah. He said brap.